Hello, guys. So I'm going to try again to fight Laramie here and actually continue on with this. I'm glad my voice has returned. Oh, man, it really is kind of hard. But hey, this is not about me. What it's really about is freaking damn Toy Story, everyone. So, for everyone who knows, Toy Story had a lot of toys they went through, especially in Andy's room. Yeah, that's basically the center of attention is Andy's room. He had so many toys. So I'm going to be here right now to actually tell you about the toys that most likely has been sold between the gap of Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. Maybe even got lost along the way. I'm not sure. For right now, I can just tell you that they most likely got sold in yard sale, and as soon as we got to that point, yeah, maybe even Toy Story 2, he sold some of his toys. Kind of makes sense, but hey, let's get with this. So, I would say there's three categories when it comes to talking about Toy Story. The first category is the A team, the A listers. You know, you have Woody, you have Buzz Lightyear, you have Bo Peep, you have Rex, Slinky Dog, Piggy Bank, Mr. Potato Head, and there's like a small few that yeah, and of course you had some that actually were A-listers and they turned into B-listers and even C-listers. Of course, the B-listers are basically like Wheezy, for instance. If he actually existed in the first Toy Story, shouldn't we have known about him? And also you had like the Speak and Spell. I think technically Speak and Spell was a B-lister. The robot was a B-lister. The Muscle Man became a he is a B-lister and he became a C-lister. The Army Men, they actually were A-listers and then they turned into B-listers and then by the third movie they have turned into horribly C-listers. Yeah, they got the big stick on that one. Of course, you also have the C-listers, which was basically the Barrel of Monkeys. Yeah, they were C-listers because they were rarely seen later. You also had someone who definitely got the C list is actually the Shark. The Shark, if you remember in the toy box, he put Woody in, and yeah, Shark actually had Woody's hat, and he was like, "I'm Woody. Howdy, 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 howdy." Aha, aha, give me that. Yeah, so you had those. Yeah, basically you have three categories. So, anyways, let's get started, shall we? Excuse me. Yeah, bear with me because I'm still going against this stupid Laramie. But anyways, you have Woody. Woody's still around. Of course, Woody's still around until Toy Story 3, where Andy gave it to the new girl, Buzz Lightyear. And then we come to the messed up heartbreak of freaking Toy Story 3. As soon as I got to finally see Toy Story 3 for the first time, I was like heartbroken that Andy actually sold Bo Peep, people. Andy sold Bo Peep for people who actually kept on watching Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3 and you actually didn't see that gap. Oh my gosh. When Bo Peep was revealed to be sold, I was saddened. It hurt me. It hurt me just like what Woody, most likely it would hurt Woody when she was being sold. I would figure Woody actually would have saved her, but there was no chance. I don't know what happened. We just know that most likely she was sold, which was very, 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 very sad. Of course, you do have the option of maybe his sister has Bo Peep, but I don't know. All I can tell you is that before I even knew what love is, before I knew what relationship and shipping was, besides Tommy and Kimberly, of course, you have freaking Woody and Bo Peep. You knew for a fact that they belong together. And it's horrible that in Toy Story 3, she's not there. So it kind of replaced it and made it that now you have freaking Buzz Lightyear and Jessie, who is the new shipping couple. Which I'm like, I would rather they have both of the couples there. I mean, yes, you have the potato heads as well, but hey, of course you'll have them. But it really was sad to actually see that happen. It really is very, very sad. Next is Rex. Rex, he's still there. Slinky Dog is still there. the Piggy Bank. I'm calling it a Piggy Bank. I think he actually has a better name than that. I'm not gonna call him Dr. Porkchop because that's just part of his evil when you're playing or whatever. Yeah, so now we get to the and also Mr. Potato Head. Now we get to the real part. Now we get to the real part of this. The real part is where you have the toys who actually you've seen them. You might have seen them in the first movie, you might have seen them in the second movie, but they eventually disappear, not knowing what happened to them. All right, first you have the robot. Yeah, I think the robot was the one that Buzz Lightyear actually was running on. Yeah, remember when he actually needed to exercise and stuff? Yeah, that's the robot. If you don't remember him, go ahead and watch the first movie again. But yeah, you have the robot, he's missing. You have the Muscle Man. Muscle Man is very, very important in the first movie because the Muscle Man tried his hardest to help Woody, RC, and Buzz Lightyear to get up to the truck. And also you have freaking Muscle Man who actually threw Woody off the truck. yeah, that's kind of like the bad messed up part. Of course, you have Mr. Potato Head who also was a big jerk back then as well. Well, anyways, you have the snake, and the snake is along with the shark who is in the toy chest. The snake is gone. Let's see, Speak and Spell. The Speak and Spell, that was funny. And I think the Speak and Spell was in the second movie because they were trying to figure what out. Yeah, you're trying to figure out the toy thief's license plate meant, and they found out Al's toy barn. So yeah, you have the Eggman. You know, the ones that are like the Russian thingies. You have like one small one under the big one. Yeah, that one's definitely gone. We figured that was gone. That was way gone. I think that left after Toy Story 2. Maybe even when they were doing that yard sale, he actually had toys, and we came in like the next day afterwards when his toys were sold. Maybe. You also have the little people. The little people are the ones that you find that are like Peggy-like. So, yeah. The little people, along with the fire engine, that's what you really would remember is the fire engine. They're gone. They're actually gone as well. They definitely left, most likely before the second movie. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, Mr. Fire Truck, the spinner. Even I kind of don't remember what the spinner was, but yeah, that one's gone. The troll. Oh yeah, the troll doll. He actually had a troll doll. And the troll doll's gone too. That troll doll was gone. Most likely he left before Toy Story 2 started. And it makes sense if they put that in the yard sale because there are troll collectors out there. Next is Mike Man. You guys remember the mic that, what Woody used in that meeting? Yeah. The Mike Man, the one that had the eyes and everything. He was gone. He's gone. They got rid of him. Most likely he was in the yard sale as well in Toy Story 2. It's just kind of sad if you think about it. The fact that you had Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3 where you're like, dude, he had a yard sale. Well, anyways, the Binocular Man, the binoculars that they used to find what was in the presents what presents that the kids were actually bringing to that birthday party, those were gone. The Barrel of Monkeys. Yeah, the Barrel of Monkeys, they left. I think they might have left in the third movie, prior to the third movie. The Army Men. That was surprising. So he sold the tub of Army Men, but he had like at least 3 Army Men left. So you would wonder, why did those 3 stay? Of course, they might have been loyal to Woody, so maybe that's why. Wheezy, they fixed Wheezy. Wheezy got a new speaker after Toy Story 2. So Toy Story 3 got sold to somebody. So yeah, he's gone. Now we get to the other ones that actually were in Toy Story 2, kind of. You have Bullseye. You have Jessie. You have the 3 aliens. They weren't sold. Given to the little girl, of course, but they weren't sold. Wait, was Bullseye? Oh crap! Was Bullseye in Toy Story 3? Hold that thought. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the Toy Story 3 right quick. I need to remember where I put it. Where are you, Toy Story 3? Oh crap, it's in my mom's room. Oh damn it. Well, I'm just gonna have to guess. I would say he was in the. Yeah, I think he was in the movie. Or I would have crossed him out. Yeah, so I think he was in Toy Story 3. Yeah. The Hot Wheels. Yeah, it turns out yeah, he had Hot Wheels. You remember that big track he had that Buzz Lightyear used to do his stunt flying with style or flying or whatever. Yeah, so he still had the Hot Wheel car at least. He still had that last time I saw. He had an Etch a Sketch, and the Etch a Sketch, maybe he sold it, maybe he gave it to his sister. That's one thing I didn't really think about is that maybe he gave it to his sister because we didn't get to see what was in the sister's room. Yeah, so maybe he passed some stuff to his sister. Well, anyways, yeah, we got Mrs. Potato Head that came in the Christmas time in the first movie, the end. Yeah, blocks. I think it says blocks. Yeah, those blocks are gone. You have those Peggy things. I don't really know what they're called, but yeah, the yellow things that you put tubes into and make stuff. Yeah, he had those, and those are gone. He had Lincoln Logs. The Lincoln Logs are gone. He had the 8 ball. The 8 ball is most likely gone. Of course, RC. RC was missing in the second movie. So RC was sold before the second movie. Either that or they lost RC. RC lost. No, they didn't lose RC, but on the other hand, I guess he might have got rid of it because notice the fact of when you're looking at them when they have RC, when they are rocketing away in a rocket, he only had the car. He only had RC. He didn't have the remote control. So without the remote control, Andy will most likely say, "Man, I can't play with this toy anymore, Mom." "Oh, it's okay, honey. We can just sell it." Yeah, so that's most likely what happened is that that one got sold because they didn't have the remote control. And the next up is the clown. He had a clown, and for right now, I guess the clown is. I don't know. One thing I didn't list is the Super Nintendo. In Toy Story 2, he actually had the Super Nintendo, so it's unknown if he actually still has it or not. I really would hope for Andy's sake he kept it, but he might have not. And of course, one thing I didn't actually write in here too is the fact of he had Barbie dolls. Seriously though, he had Barbie dolls. Andy had Barbie dolls. 3 Barbie dolls in Toy Story 2. Maybe they creeped out of his sister's room. Maybe. But on the other hand, it's like he did have those Barbie dolls, and maybe 2 of them were sold, or maybe they're all in his sister's room. Not Hannah. Hannah was Sid's sister. Yeah, so. But it doesn't make sense, though. His sister was still kind of young, still a toddler when it was Toy Story 2. So why would he, or why would she actually have a Barbie doll when she doesn't seem like she actually could be grown up enough to actually play with the Barbie dolls yet? So that's the big question there. But for some reason, Andy still has a Barbie doll, so yeah. I think chances are it got mixed up with his room, and so. But hey, make your speculations yourselves. I'm not going to try to do that. I'm not like that. All I'm trying to say is that why would Andy have her Barbie doll? I mean, technically, she shouldn't even be in the box that goes to the attic. But hey, I digress. So, for anyone who actually was curious on Toy Story, Andy had all these toys. I wonder which ones which ones left, which ones that we didn't actually account for that was there but now it's gone. Well, instead of actually going and looking at all three of the movies, which I bet will be cool anyways to go back and just see what I'm saying, and the fact that you're like, oh, he's talking about that robot, or oh, the binoculars man, or oh, he did have an 8 ball. Yeah, something cool. Of course, we could say that the 8 ball might have got left in the old house, but I doubt it. Anyways, that's all I have to tell you guys. It's just that was in Toy Story. So if you like it, definitely click thumbs up. And if you want more of these, well, hey, if this works out well, I most likely will tell you all about the Transformers that was in Transformers all the way to Transformers Age of Extinction. I actually wrote down every single Transformer that ever was seen in Transformers. So I know every single one of them that was in the movie. And I'll give you a rundown of every single one that actually was there and died, or was there and most likely is presumed dead because they were hunting them down. But anyways, thank you for watching and have a great day.